Welcome to Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and today we dive into a breaking story that has set the entire tennis world buzzing with shock, disbelief, and non-stop conversation. A new investigative report has surfaced, and according to early reactions across social media and inside the tennis community, Aryna Sabalenka has officially been exposed, not in the scandalous sense tabloids often exaggerate, but in a way that uncovers deeper layers of pressure, controversy, and intense behind-the-scenes dynamics that the public rarely gets to see. This report has already triggered waves of debate among analysts, players, coaches, and devoted fans who are trying to make sense of what it truly means for Sabalenka's future, her reputation, and the broader landscape of women's tennis. Today we break down what was revealed, how players are reacting, and why this moment might represent a turning point in the 2025 WTA season. The report at the center of this storm comes from a respected European sports outlet known for its long-form investigations into athlete behavior, training culture, contract negotiations, and the hidden tensions that often shape a top athlete's career. What makes this new report so explosive is not just what it says, because some parts align with old rumors and speculations, but the level of detail, the corroborated accounts, and the timing. Releasing this information just as the WTA gears up for one of its most crucial stretches has amplified the impact dramatically. Sabalenka, a two-time Grand Slam champion and one of the fiercest competitors of her generation, suddenly finds herself thrust into the spotlight for reasons that go far beyond her thunderous ground strokes and intense on-court presence. According to the report, several members of Sabalenka's extended training environment, past and present, spoke anonymously about the immense pressure she has been under. Some described what they called a volatile performance cycle, suggesting that her intensity has sometimes clashed with coaches, physios, and even fellow players during joint training blocks. While high pressure is nothing new at the elite level, the report claims that some of these moments cross professional boundaries, creating friction that, until now, was kept tightly sealed within the tennis community. Almost immediately after the report's release, social media exploded with reactions. Fans on X, Instagram, and TikTok quickly split into camps, those defending Sabalenka as a warrior who channels pressure differently than others, and those who insist the report validates long-standing beliefs that her emotional volatility is more serious than previously understood. But the conversation took an even sharper turn when several recognizable tennis figures joined the discussion, each offering their own perspective on the revelations. One former top coach, who has worked with multiple Grand Slam champions, posted a cryptic message that simply read, "Some things don't surprise me anymore." He did not mention Sabalenka directly, but given the timing, fans instantly interpreted it as commentary on the report. Within minutes, the comment section erupted into debates, memes, and arguments as fans tried to decode what the coach meant. Meanwhile, several WTA players were asked about the report during media availability at an ongoing tournament. One top 20 player, known for her calm and diplomatic manner, responded carefully but pointedly. "Every athlete faces pressure, but the way we handle it matters. What's important is creating an environment where everyone feels respected." Her comment, subtle yet unmistakable, added fuel to the fire. Some interpreted her words as a quiet criticism of Sabalenka, while others praised her for speaking generally about the importance of mental health and team conduct. A younger rising star on the tour, however, reacted very differently. She posted a story calling the report sensationalism and an unnecessary attack on a champion who gives everything to the sport. That comment gained traction among fans who believe the media has become too eager to tear down top players whenever they hit moments of vulnerability or stress. But as stunning as the player reactions have been, what truly intensified the conversation was Sabalenka's own response. Late last night, she posted a 2-paragraph statement saying she was aware of the report and deeply disappointed that private matters from her team's internal environment were now being weaponized in public. She did not deny the challenges mentioned in the report, but she emphasized that she has always worked to improve herself, to treat her team with respect, and to evolve as an athlete and as a person. She described the report as unbalanced and lacking full context, and expressed frustration that anonymous sources could speak without accountability while she faces the consequences. Her statement ended with a line that immediately went viral. "I am strong, but that doesn't mean I am made of stone." Those words resonated far beyond tennis. Fans flooded the comment sections with messages of support, insisting that the report unfairly targeted someone who has shown remarkable emotional vulnerability in the past year, including heartbreaking losses, physical injuries, and public scrutiny surrounding her coaching changes. Others argued that the report highlighted structural issues in elite sports: the pressure to win, the constant travel, the emotional toll of expectations, and the scrutiny of being in the public eye every single day. What's interesting is that this report arrives at a time when Sabalenka's form has been under close analysis. After starting the season strong, she went through a period of inconsistency that left fans wondering if she was dealing with something behind the scenes. The report suggests that internal conflicts may have played a role in her fluctuating performance, particularly during the middle of the season when she experienced back-to-back early-round exits. Analysts on major sports networks have now connected these dots, pointing out that the tensions described in the report align with noticeable dips in her energy, composure, and communication with her coaching box. Yet even with all this swirling around her, Sabalenka has continued to compete with her signature intensity. In recent tournaments, she showed flashes of her best tennis, blistering returns, dominant serves, and the fierce determination that has carried her to the top of the sport. Some commentators now suggest that the media storm could either derail her momentum or ignite a new fire within her. With Sabalenka, extremes are always possible, and that's part of what makes her one of the most compelling athletes on the tour. Beyond individual reactions, this report has also sparked a broader conversation about athlete treatment, media responsibility, and the role of anonymous sources. Some point out that anonymous comments can be easily misinterpreted, exaggerated, or taken out of context, especially when the athlete in question is known for having a fiery personality. Others argue that the report shines a necessary spotlight on the hidden pressures within tennis, something that even the WTA has acknowledged in recent years as it increases resources for mental health and player support programs. Fans also debated whether Sabalenka's competitiveness, often praised when she is winning, is unfairly framed as problematic or volatile when she experiences setbacks. One popular fan account summed up the argument by saying, "Men are called passionate. Women are called emotional. Guess which word is used against Sabalenka?" That post generated hundreds of thousands of engagements, and appeared in comment sections under nearly every major tennis update. Meanwhile, former players offered more nuanced perspectives. A retired Grand Slam champion commented during a televised discussion that while Sabalenka's intensity is part of what makes her great, navigating relationships within a tight-knit team is a skill that athletes must develop over time. She explained that the higher a player rises, the more important it becomes to maintain emotional balance, because every small conflict can be magnified under the pressures of constant competition. What remains uncertain is how the WTA itself will handle the growing public conversation. Although the report does not accuse Sabalenka of violating any official rules or policies, it raises ethical questions about workplace behavior, emotional boundaries, and the culture surrounding elite performance. Some fans have called for the WTA to release a statement, but so far, the organization has remained silent, likely waiting to see how the story evolves. As the dust continues to settle, one thing is clear: this report has created a moment of reckoning, not only for Sabalenka, but for the entire tennis community. It exposes the complexities behind the glamorous exterior of professional sports and reminds fans that athletes are human, vulnerable, emotional, and sometimes struggling with battles we never see. Sabalenka's supporters argue that she deserves empathy and understanding, while critics insist that accountability and transparency matter just as much as talent and determination. With major tournaments approaching and the tennis world watching closely, Sabalenka now faces one of the biggest tests of her career, not just on the court, but in how she navigates the public scrutiny and reshapes her narrative. Whether this report becomes a defining challenge or just another chapter in her powerful story remains to be seen. But if history is any indicator, Sabalenka has never backed down from adversity. In fact, she often plays her best tennis when the world doubts her most. Only time will reveal how this story unfolds, but for now, the tennis world is buzzing with questions, debates, and anticipation as fans wait to see Sabalenka's next move. This is Trending Update USA. I am Steffan, and we will continue to follow this developing story closely.